Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Art Whisperer 88. Now on your screen you will see my acetate sheet, which I use as a cheat sheet and a guide. And in order for me to use this again, I have to clean off the marker made by the Sharpie. So I'm going to do a quick demonstration on how I clean. I just use denatured alcohol. Now I have this on hand because I do quite a bit of furniture restoration. So denatured alcohol is very essential when you refinish wood. So but for those folks who don't have access to denatured alcohol, you can use alcohol that you can buy at the drugstore, like the isopropyl alcohol, or even the I think hand sanitizer will work too, and that you can buy anywhere. So as you can see, it takes the Sharpie ink right off, and interestingly enough it's purple. This way I can use my acetate sheet over and over again without having to buy new ones. Okay, good as new. Just do the other side. There. So that's it for my quick cleaning demo. So now I will continue on to the next part of this video to show you ghost print number 3. And as you can see, I have arranged my reusable stencils, and this is a little more involved because there are a lot of small parts, mostly donut holes, as I like to call them, these little circles. So on top of this goes the acetate, and you just take my glove off and proceed to draw the stencils. This way, I know I am sure that these stencils will be in the right positions once I put them on the plate. Now this is the ghost print that had tears in it. and I was hoping that some of the stencil pattern would hide the tears. If it doesn't, that's okay. I can always touch it up. But this is the general layout. And on the plate, I will have to flip this over and make it backwards. So I'm going to gather these pieces. These are modified. This is a modified X. Now, a comment about the colors. I was not terribly thrilled with the color combination. So I'm hoping that the second layer will kind of correct that. Because a lot of these decisions are very spur of the moment. And sometimes they work, sometimes they're not so great. So anyways, yeah, so here is a tear. All the white areas are tears. So I'll see what I can do to correct that. Okay, so this goes like that. And I'm going to start with the dots or the donut holes. They're kind of like points on a map, because essentially this is what this is really a map if you think about it. Okay, this is the medium-sized X. And then here is the largest X right here. And the half moon right here. Okay. I think I got it all. So another plus with using this acetate, I can firmly press down the stencils so they don't shift when I'm inking. Okay. So I know when I start using the brayer, I know these guys are not going to shift around. So for this print, I've decided to use just refresh your memory. I'm going to use this very bright orange here, which means it's going to be on the left. And then again, I'm going to use copper. And then caramel. I also have to remember that when I assign colors, it also has to be backwards. So if I want this caramel color on the print on the left, it's got to be on the right side. I know it's a little confusing, but with practice, you get the hang of it. You plan everything in reverse, and then when it comes out right side up, it will work out. So I will start from left to right. So I'm going to start inking the plate. Then a little copper. For some reason, the metallic color gives a lot of life to the print. And then not the Naples yellow, this is caramel. It is similar to Naples yellow. It's not a bright yellow, it's more like a beigey kind of yellow. So I'm going to go ahead and use a up and down motion. And move my way from left to right. So by doing this in one direction, I can create some nice blending. Okay. Again, I will apply some Hopefully it adds some background texture. It gets covered by the stencil, but the parts that are exposed, I think it adds to the interest of the print. Okay, so now here's the part that I should never forget, is to take the stencils off. And this is a challenge because my table is very small. Actually, I'm just going to put it directly in the pan so it gets washed immediately. I nearly missed that one. I think I got them all. Okay, let's hope this works out. So here is ghost print number 3. And I wanted to correct the color combination because I find this a little bit drab. So I'm applying a little more pressure with my hand because I do want this to transfer as much as possible. Okay, let's see what we got. I forgot one stencil, but I think the orange kind of wakes things up. There you go. Complete change. There's a slight misregistration, but I think that's okay. it shows that it's comprised of layers. So let me air dry this guy and then recap. I'm going to see if I can salvage this ghost print. Again, this is experimental. Now, since I'm trying to capture a ghost print, I'm going to take a chance and leave the paper on for like 10 minutes, hoping that the paper will absorb as much of the paint as possible without tearing. Okay, let's see what we got. Pretty cool. I like the traces of copper. So this is going to get air dried. I will decide what the next step is going to be. So don't go away. Okay, I'm back from a short break and I went digging through my box of scraps for collage, and I found these pieces which I think will, well, one of two things. One is they will hide these tears, and I think they will complete the piece. This is one of my busier pieces. It has an autumn theme, almost like Halloween colors. So I'm gonna get started and start mounting these pieces with my trusty Podge Matte finish. So there are some open spaces which I think will benefit from collage. Because some of the prints are standalone, but I think some can benefit from some additional collage just to give it some interest and some variety. Here is a boat-shaped stencil that I had found. And this is also a leftover stencil that I had cut into circles. This is a piece of construction paper. You'll have to excuse the gurgling noise in the background. That's my coffee machine. Gotta have that coffee. Here is a corner piece. Okay, like so. And lastly, this is my big donut. So by mounting the collage, it serves two purposes. One is to add the collage. That's the main reason. And the other reason is the Mod Podge seals the tear. Because once you have a tear, you're exposing the fibers of the paper. And that can lead to further damage when you have an open tear. Now, once you apply the Mod Podge, it seals it. It forces the fibers to lay down. So by doing that, it seals the paper from further damage. Okay. Let me just do a little cleanup. Trying my best to not to make a mess. Okay, so that is it for the collage for this piece. I'm going to let this dry before I do a close-up for the details. So I'll be right back. Okay, it's been under the stream of air from the fan for a few minutes now. So I think the pieces have dried and the Mod Podge glue has disappeared completely, and that's what I love about it. It doesn't leave any trace whatsoever. It's very clean and invisible. So it's ideal for collage. So now that the piece is dry, let me show you a close-up for the details. Here's the top. And as you can see, the copper does give a lot of brightness to the piece. And the collage pieces give some more interest in terms of variety of shapes and forms to contrast with the background textures. this is an example of learning from a mistake. Well, I can think of it as a mistake. I was not intending for the piece to tear, but when something like that happens, it forces you to be resourceful and find a solution that otherwise you wouldn't even consider in the first place. So I don't think it's a bad thing. It's a learning experience. I would be very dishonest if I would say that everything goes as planned, because it rarely does. But having pleasant surprises is part of the fun of printmaking. So anyways, I hope you like this video, and thank you so much for subscribing and watching. Please share with your friends, give me a thumbs up, and I hope to see you next time.